Morning Glory with Barry Upton and friends.
Come on, get up, get out, and get moving. Come on, get up, get out, and let's do it. Come on, get up, get out, and start grooving. Juggling around to the sound of music.
Welcome to the weekend edition of Morning Glory, and today is a very special day. We actually have our 2-month anniversary. We were out last night at the Lighthouse Club and we got a lot of good critique, a lot of comments on what we're doing, a lot of things that can help us. Thank you very much to everybody for that. This week was a very special week on the show, and it will be remembered not so much because of the interesting guest we had and the fun we had, but mostly because we lost the chief engineer and founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. There's been a lot of speculation about what will happen now, but being the famous strategist and excellent business manager he is, I'm sure you have a plan, a roadmap, and a strong Apple organization that are ready to take over. It's been an interesting week here on the show. One of the things we of course talked about was Steve Jobs in our Inside News.
Inside News, detailing the stories behind the headlines. Inside News.
Well, on this Thursday, the big Inside News story is really the Steve Jobs death, and it affects everybody, this does.
Right.
So, I've just been down the road, and I've got myself a brand new iPad. Here we go.
No.
I've got it here. This is the Apple iPad here. So, we'll just... This is the sort of thing that affects everybody's lives now.
Right.
You know? And just to balance things up, because we don't want to sort of big up Apple too much, so I've got a bunch of bananas in the other hand, all right? So there you go. Apple, bananas. Right.
Come on, Harry.
Yeah, big impact he's made on everybody's lives. And did you know, though, I'm going to tell you a fact, an amazing fact that you probably didn't know, is that he was a Buddhist.
Oh, yes, he was a Buddhist, huh?
He was born in San Francisco. He was adopted. He dropped out of university after one term and only took his first computer job to raise money to go to a spiritual retreat in India.
Wow.
Yes. And when he returned as a Buddhist with his head shaved. And he reckons it's one of the biggest experiences of his life. He returned to Northern California to work for computer firm Atari before founding Apple in his garage in 1976 with friends Steve Wozniak, Robert Wayne and Mike McCullough. After a power struggle in 1985, he left the company only to return 11 years later to launch the company's extraordinary growth over the past 14 years.
Wow.
And that's down to the iPod, the iTouch, the Nano, the iPad, as I just showed you there. He's made a big difference to people's lives.
It's been a long journey.
Oh, the iPhone. I nearly forgot the iPhone.
Yeah, it's been a long journey, but just that proved you that being number one, it proved to everybody, number one, being adopted is not a bad thing.
Yes.
Number two, go religion and go spiritual level, lifting your spiritual level high is going to be the good way to guide your life to success.
Now, bad timing for Samsung, right? Because they're filing infringement lawsuits in France and Italy against Apple, stating that the new iPhone 4S, not the iPhone 5, it's not the iPhone 5, it's the iPhone 4S, should be barred from sales due to infringement of wireless patents held by the current Korean company. So that might be bad timing from their point of view. On the day that Steve Jobs passes away, it's not a great thing to do to start suing Apple, is it really? But they're saying that they've actually taken some of their operating system ideas.
It's not a problem because the Apple is juristic entity and can act on behalf of the individual. So even though Steve Jobs passed away, the Apple juristic entity is still on. So they still can take juristic entity to court.
Now, you know a lot about law and stuff, and there's a few things happening on the coastlines, isn't there, which are not so lawful.
No, it's not lawful, of course not, but because the law has been manipulated, all these powerful people start to use this manipulation of the law to take on their side and build a high-rise building right on the beach. And it's not only one beach.
Yeah, it's not environmentally friendly, is it?
No. And if you look at the environmental impact, okay, this is the key. Our people, listener, listen to me. If you want to know who owns this project, you have to look at the environmental impact company that do the survey.
Right.
And you can see who really own all this project.
And what's the grey area? Is it to do with how close to the sea they can actually build?
Right, because they have to define where is the construction control line, right? Where is the line? Where is the point? And then they have to measure 200 meters from that line. It's supposed to measure on the land to be able to protect this land, to be the removed area. You know, when the water high tide up, when the global warming changes and the water coming closer, you have the how many meters, about 200 meters around this eastern seaboard.
So it's designed. The law's designed for safety as well as keeping the environment.
Of course, but then all these people who draft, a lot of them who draft the law try to manipulate by cutting some key word out
What's the key word?
Out onto the land.
Ah.
So now the new days, they start to say, okay, we measure 200 meters, but we measure 100 meters to the sea first, and then we measure another 100 meters to the land. That's why you see the new buildings now can build in front of the old building.
Okay, it needs tightening up, that law.
Yeah.
Now,
and I'm angry about that.
I'm sure you are. I'll tell you what, the Prime Minister was very angry the other day because her Twitter account was hacked, wasn't it?
Yes.
But there's some good news, isn't there?
Yes, some good news because they hacked back to the man. And they got him. He's just a student in a university in Bangkok. But the good thing is the boy admit that he just like not knowing that the law going to be this bad. He just want to talk to the Prime Minister. And he just want to tell the Prime Minister that the poor, you have to really look seriously into the problem of the poor.
Yes, but didn't he make it out as though it was her talking? It was his words, but it was her talking.
Right. Yeah, he posted a message, of course, and just make her look bad too.
Yeah.
But the ICT ministry managed to get him, and instead of being sentenced and be in prison 2 years, maximum 2 years in jail, and be fined maximum 40,000 baht, they decide to use him though.
Okay, what are they going to use him for?
Use him to be the helping the government, right? But we don't know what the next plan of the government gonna be.
Right, okay. Well, that's the inside news for the moment here on MGTV and on the 96 FM. We've got Tyrone coming up. Okay, it's time for golf time now. I'll say hello to Tyrone, who's our golf instructor.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Nice to have you here again. Now, last week somebody said to me they love listening to the golf tips on the program.
Yeah.
Right. One of the reasons is because they like to see how difficult it is for me to explain it on the radio, right? Because it is quite a visual thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And for those of you that are listening in black and white on the radio, Tyrone is wearing a very lovely pink and white top. Is that a golfing top?
Yeah, it's actually our own collection from the TPR Golf Academy.
Hey, there you go. You've got his own fashion range, right? Fantastic. Now, you weren't here last week. What happened?
Well, actually, I've called Danny the day before, so I couldn't make it because we had a Finnish group coming in.
Yeah.
Very, very short announced, and we just had to do it because we were 15 people.
Wow.
Turned up and the range was packed full, and we didn't know what to do, and we're running around like headless chickens. So
it's not a busy time for golf though on the main circuit at the moment, is it?
No, actually on the PGA Tour everything starts to go down. You know, the main FedEx Cup, the big thing of the season is done. Won, and now on the European Tour we still have the Race to Dubai, which is going to be the climax of this season.
Right.
Yeah.
What exactly is that Race to Dubai?
The Race to Dubai is actually, how you call it? It's the whole season around the European Tour actually goes to a final stage, which is played a few tournaments in the Middle East, so in Dubai, in Qatar.
Okay.
And they all collect points throughout to this to actually win a trophy in the end down in Dubai as well. So it's kind of similar to the FedEx Cup in.
So now would be the good period to sort of practice your swings and
definitely
and get your game a little bit better.
Definitely take those clubs out of your house, brush them up, clean the dust off, and come out down and practice them.
Okay. What are we going to be talking about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about chipping.
Chipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's when you get the fat fryer out and you put the potatoes in and you chop
exactly.
them up.
No.
I don't know.
I'll explain you. It's actually, for example, if you play on the golf course, you miss the green. You know, the green is where the pin sticks in, and you can't putt yet. So you need.
Very good, very good.
See, I need to explain.
I understand the green.
And then you actually chip to the pin to try to hold your putt. So it's kind of like a small approach shot.
Yeah. Now, is there a different technique involved in chipping than there is to putting and?
It's actually pretty similar. You know, from the main muscles which are working, it's very similar. But there are some stuff which you need to be.
You have to use a
cautious of.
different club. Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And why is that?
Why is that? Well, you don't really need to use a specific club. It's a bit up to you and how the situation of the chip is. You know, for example, you can use from a 5-iron down to a sandwich. So you're pretty free on that.
Hang on a minute. We're talking about chipping right now, and you're talking about sandwich. Now, I love a chip sandwich.
Yeah. See?
So
we'll find out the combination.
Is there a big connection between food and golf?
No, not really, but it always gets mixed up sometimes. So it's a bit.
It's the terminology, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right, have you got your balls all ready and you got your clubs out? And,
all ready. All ready to show you
You're
guys.
all ready to go, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is, after the break, we're going to be live here at the Media Cafe. And if you want to come down and see us down at the Media Cafe and check it out and see exactly how Tyrone does it, you can always watch it on television, but seeing it live is even better, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so that's coming up soon here on MGTV. But right now on 96 FM, and MGTV, it's Artist of the Week.
96 FM, Artist of the Week.
Well, Artist of the Week this week is Bon Jovi, and it's Rocktober, so we've got rock bands.
Yeah, I heard that over the radio.
Yeah.
Rocktober,
there you go, fantastic. So we've been featuring Bon Jovi, who've got some fantastic tracks, and they're always great live as well. So here's another live song from them. This is called I'll Be There For You.
Guess this time you're really leaving. I'll let your suitcase say goodbye. But as my broken heart lies bleeding, you see true love is suicide. You say you cried 1,000 rivers. Now you're swimming for the shore. You left me drowning in my tears, and you won't save me anymore. I pray to God you give me one more chance, girl. I'll be there for you. Please find where I stand you. When you bleed, I wanna be there for you. I'll be there for you. Living I die for you. Steal the sun from the sky for you. Words can't say what love can do. I'll be there for you. I know you know we've had some good times. They got their own hiding place.